like we've spoken about this in the past, but how culture is a healer, right? So that's essentially what I'm talking about, is that whole process. In that entire cycle, that's essentially a healing process. So when, let's say, a society, as mankind went through in the early 1900s, right, they went through 2 world wars. And as a result, men left the church and went on the battlefield. Women took over the church, and it's still feminine to this day. But men didn't return to the church. And I'm speaking, of course, the reason I'm talking about it in these terms of the church is that I'm a Christian, and so it affected my culture, my particular culture, very deeply, right? To go through these 2 world wars means that the church hasn't returned to its patriarchal roots, right? Which is biblical, and for 100 years, we haven't been there. So, if people wonder, like, why the church is the way it is right now, especially in the West, like the breakup with the Methodist Church, for example, like these are big shakeups in culture, and they affect millions of people. And so the fact that men didn't re-enter the church in a way that was that followed that cultural healing process, it didn't get to go through that healing process. This is why the church has not fully recovered from this in the West. So that's my belief. My belief is that all the world wars, and then when we were gone in World War One, and then we went through the 20s, the Roaring 20s, and all these things, and then the Depression, and then another World War. Like, every decade is punctuated by difficulty, and so you don't get a chance to recover. And as a result, my belief is that men never really returned to the church to become the patriarchs they were meant to be in the church, and instead they were still trying to heal from all this stuff. And so this didn't take. The culture wasn't vibrant and strong enough to heal them. And so to this day, I believe we still have a very feminized church. This is why a lot of things don't get done in the church. This is why instead of church plantings, there's church splits, right? This is why there's a lot of difficulties like this in the church. But that's kind of my take on that, and but it's supposed to follow, like I said, it's supposed to follow this healing process. And when there's an issue somewhere along the way, then it's not able to do that.